welcome to my channel. This is Makeup by Mackenzie, and I am Mackenzie, obviously. Today I am giving you this vampy fall makeup look. Last week I gave you fun, bright, and fun colors. Today I'm giving you classic vampy fall. Vampy is a word that gets thrown around so many times in the fall, and this is my take. So without any further ado, let's play with some makeup, shall we? So this look was one I actually posted on Instagram a little while ago, and it was a look that I did when I was going to a Cher concert. And I've been a big fan of Cher ever since I was really little, so going to this concert was kind of like a dream of mine and my whole family pretty much. So of course I had to do it big. I had just watched Moonstruck for like the billionth time. It's one of my favorite movies. And the look that she wears in that movie to the Metropolitan Opera is one of my favorite looks. And I was trying to think of a Cher look to kind of replicate or do for this concert, and I immediately thought I needed to try and do that look. So the look I posted on Instagram was based on that look, and it's kind of this perfect example of a vampy look for fall. So I thought it would be a great one to do for you guys today and to show you how I did that look that I did on Instagram. So let's go ahead and get into this look. So I'm going to use one color from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to use one color from the Urban Decay Ultimate Basics palette. So this is a really simple look. It just takes a lot of finesse. It really doesn't require a whole lot, and you really don't need to have these palettes in order to do it. It just takes a little bit of patience. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an eyeshadow that matches my skin tone. This is Creme Brûlée from Wet n Wild. So I'm just going to take that, and that's going to go all over the lid, and that's going to really help us blend everything out. And this look really heavily relies on blending. So that's going all the way up to the brow bone, and then again, like I said, all over the lid. Now let's dip into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So I'm taking a small fluffy brush, and I'm going to go with red ochre. And again, we're going to use a very, very light hand with it. So I'm just going to take the teeny tiniest amount, because a little bit goes a long way with this palette. And I'm just going to start sweeping that into the crease, but I'm keeping it concentrated towards the outer half of the crease. Cher has this very signature eye look where it's definitely, there's more color on the outside and there's almost no color on the inside of her eye, and it makes her eyes look big and a little bit more sunken in, which is interesting because her eyes are already pretty sunken in, and it just gives her this kind of iconic look. So that's what we're kind of trying to replicate today. And we're also not bringing it up too high above the crease. So just enough so that you can see it. So now I'm just taking a clean, fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend out those edges. And she keeps her eye looks very rounded, so she doesn't wing them out at all. So that's kind of the look we're going for here. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same little boop, and I'm going to start to kind of fluff it in on the eyelid, starting from the outer third and going towards the inner half. And I'm always starting outwards and going inwards because we're almost doing like an ombre sort of effect here. This is where it takes patience, because you can always add more, you can't take away. So you want to go very light-handed and gradually build up to the color that you want. And as you can see, I'm just slowly working my way in, and I'm connecting it up towards the crease. So you see, we're gonna kind of bring it in close to the inner half. So that's about as far as in as I'm going to go right now. And it doesn't look super blended yet, but I'll blend it out. I'm just going to do the other eye first. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to take my clean brush again. I'm going to blend everything out. I'm even going on the lid here to kind of blend this line right there to make sure that that's a very kind of ombre, very blended. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a very small smudger brush. I'm just going to boop it into that red, and I'm going to put that on the outer half of my lower lash line. And again, I'm being very, very light-handed with it, and I'm keeping it concentrated towards the outer third. And I'm making sure to connect it up into the crease as well. So it looks something like that. So it kind of replicates what's happening on the top here. So I'm taking a pointed brush, and it's rather small. It's like a crease brush, I would call it, or a, yeah, crease brush. And I'm just taking the black shade called Blackjack from the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. But you could really use any black that you want. And so I'm just, again, doing the same thing, going a little bit at a time with this, just boop, that's it. And I'm starting to define the outer V. So I'm starting here on the outer corner, almost like I'm winging it out, but I'm not really. I'm just kind of bringing it up towards the crease. Just progressively add more as you need it. And then I'm starting to bring it into the outer third of the crease, like that. Now remember, we'll blend this out later. You just want to kind of get that shape going, and this is going to stay concentrated in that outer crease. It's not going to go up at all. It's just going to stay in the crease, and that's going to give us that very Cher, sunken in, defined outer crease look that's really iconic with Cher. Now I'm taking the brush that I used for the lid and the crease color, and I'm just going over that to blend it out. Again, I'm being very careful to keep it concentrated in the crease and in the outer V. I'm not bringing it out at all. And you can go back and forth between blending and adding a little bit more black until you get the blend and the pigment that you want. This just takes a little bit of patience and a light hand. See how it's starting to give you a little bit more of a defined look than this eye? And then I'm taking my clean brush again, and I'm going over the whole thing to blend that out. Let me know down in the comment section what your favorite movie is. And do you have any movies that you exclusively watch in the fall time or in the winter time that you don't watch in the summer? Like, I understand Halloween movies. Like, I mean, I guess you could watch those all year round if you really wanted to. But most people probably reserve those for Halloween time. So do you start watching Halloween movies like now in September, or do you wait until October? I don't know. I'm definitely more of a Christmas kind of girl than I am Halloween, although I definitely get into Halloween. Alright, so we're pretty even on both sides now. So now I'm just going to take my eyeliner brush, and I'm going to do a very thin black eyeliner, and I'm going to kind of connect it to the outer V here. And I'm just using that same black eyeshadow for this, and it's just using it to kind of deepen up the lash line and define it a little bit more. And I make sure that the end here blends into the outer V. It just gives it a softer look so that the eyeliner is not so harsh across your eye. And you could do a wing with this if you wanted to. I just prefer not doing a wing. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that eyeliner again, and I'm just going to kind of stamp it just slightly on the outer third of my lower lash line to kind of deepen it up just a teeny tiny bit. And with that, the eyes are done. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so the eyebrows are done. It is now time to move on to the rest of the face. I have my foundation and concealer already on, so we're just going to be doing things like contour and blush. And that's right, I said contour. I don't normally do contour on my channel, but when you're doing a look inspired by Cher, you gotta try and achieve the cheekbones. I mean, let's be real, her cheekbones are fabulous. They're flawless and they're high and they're amazing. And I wish I had them. Alright, so to do that, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour. I'm going to use the contour shade, obviously. I actually really hate the highlight shade in here. It's got this weird yellow to it that I absolutely hate. So do not use it for the things that they use it for on the picture. If you're going to use this palette, just use it for the contour. But anyway, I'm going to take my Farrah large angled contour brush, and I'm just going to dip into that. And this is a very soft contour. We're not going to do anything harsh. We're not trying to achieve like a really chiseled face. We're just trying to emphasize the cheekbones just a little bit. So I'm starting on the outer corner, and I'm doing it a little bit higher than I would normally do contour, just because her cheekbones are really high and I want to make mine look really high. And I'm kind of blending it down, and I'm also kind of going in a rounded shape when I get to the apple here, just to emphasize the apple of my cheek. Okay, now Cher didn't wear a whole lot when it comes to blush. However, I always feel like I look better with blush on than I look without blush. So I'm going to use blush. And I'm going to use actually the same one that I used in my last video, which is the Tarte Amazonian Clay in the shade Feisty. And again, I'm going to go very light-handed with this, so I'm just barely tapping my brush in there and just keeping it concentrated on the sides of my face, just so we get like this slight flush of color. Just like that. So you see how it gives just this hint of color when you go very heavy, when you go very light-handed. It keeps the focus very much on the eyes, but allows your face to look healthy, you know? So with fall makeup, you can go really strong with your lips. So you can go browns, you can go that kind of tan color, tan kind of bricky color that I used in last week's video. And today we're going with a dark burgundy, which I think is super appropriate for the eye look. It's a very fall kind of cranberry vibe, as you might say, but this is definitely a burgundy color. So I'm going to use the Maybelline SuperStay Matte Ink in the shade Voyager, which is an awesome, awesome color. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let that dry for a minute, and I will be right back for the final touch. So you could leave it here if you wanted to, which this would make this a very perfect, very cranberry fall look, and that's totally fine. It's totally beautiful the way it is. But I was going to a Cher concert, and you cannot go to a Cher concert without at least a little bit of glitter. So I'm putting on a little bit of glitter lip gloss over the top of this. So this is the Maybelline Glitter Fix Glitter Lip Gloss in the shade Gold Boost. Ugh, so pretty. Alrighty, so this is the finished look. I think this is a really, really pretty fall look with a little bit of glam, a little bit of cranberry, a little bit of soft with a little bit of hard, I don't know. I remember when I did this look for the Cher concert, I was just looking at myself and I was like, this is stunning. It's probably one of my favorite looks I have ever done, and the glitter lip just takes it to another level. I think it's totally beautiful without the glitter lip, but just giving it the glitter lip just adds that little extra vibe that I think is perfect for going out or for the concert or for the club or just because you love glitter. But I think this look is very, very simple, but a good way to practice your technique and a good way to practice less is more. So if you're having a hard time kind of getting a handle on making sure that you're putting on a little bit and building up, this is a good look to try and kind of hone in on your finesse. Let me know what you think of this look, and if you would like me to do more fall looks, let me know. Any colors you want me to try using, any specific shapes or looks you want me to use, let me know down in the comment section below. Also, let me know if there are any other videos or makeup topics you would like me to do, because I want to do what you want to see. So let me know in the comment section below. As always, I will have all of the products I used in today's video listed in the description box below. I will also have a link to my GoFundMe campaign. 100% of those proceeds goes towards making this YouTube channel the best it possibly can be for you guys. So if you like this channel and want to help me make it better, please consider donating to that. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at MUBYMackenzie. And if you like this video, please give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more makeup videos like this in the future. Alright, that's all I have for today. Remember, makeup has no rules. They're more like guidelines. So, you do you, boo-boo. Alright, see you next time, everyone. Kangaroos can jump 30 feet. If you want to learn how I did this vampy makeup look, then keep on watching. That's James Charles. I probably shouldn't do that. Alrighty, let's get out my stuff. And I had just watched Moonstruck. Moonstruck? What is that? Whoops! So I'm going to put the I don't know why I'm singing that song. I'm doing a Cher look. Should be singing Do You Believe in Life After Love? Where's my auto-tune when I need it?